What's up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and today is Friday. We're going to recap the week. We're going to do all the things. Thank God it's Friday, right? Get a couple days off. I'll get to sleep until like 7 a.m. What a luxury, folks. What a luxury. It's wild out there. I have to tell you, I haven't even looked at the prices, but before I went to bed, I saw that Bitcoin had hit 26. I'm interested to see what's happened since. And there's just a lot of stuff going on. I'm a few minutes late today. I was queuing up some stuff, some articles real quick, just to make sure. I'm looking at this Justin Sun thing. There's some rumors about Justin Sun. He holds a lot of ETH, folks. That man holds a lot of ETH. So I'm wondering what's going on there. And yeah, that's how it goes. So good morning, Coop. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm a little unraveled today. How are you doing, Chris? Good morning to you and all of the Cooper Troopers, the Copperheads, all of the folks. Snoozer Daniels, that's it, folks. Old Snoozy was sleeping today. Old Snoozy, man, what a life. You know what I'm saying? What a life. The Great Rekey, I called the end of the Great Rekey yesterday, and they gave us a little more reason to rekey. We'll look at that. Our buddy John Mazzoni had a NFT wallet drained to its bones, picked to its bone, folks. He wasn't even thinking about it. And he lost, I think it was, 5 algo, 10 algo. And probably, I suspect this might have been a rug NFT wallet. Am I right, John? Probably nothing good from Justin, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not really up on it. I think he lost his HE status, which I think it means His Excellency. Is this in Granada? Folks, I'm going to go searching in this episode for some details on that. There's a new Twitter account that I'm following that, he's a pretty smart dude. So I'm going to go to him and see what he's saying about it. And there's a lot of stuff. I want to talk about this FedNow thing that that seems like the kind of puts a lot of what's happened this week and last weekend in perspective, if you ask me. And I'm going to set the stage for what I'll be talking about next week. Next week should be an exciting week for a lot of you, for me, because I get to just talk about all the things again. I've moved from Twitter recently, and I'm only doing the show on YouTube. And I've kind of calmed down on my algo coverage. So the audience has tamed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But today marks the finishing of our 4th week doing the live show. I can't believe, actually, it's been that long. I guess when you wake up every day and do something, time flies. When I started doing this, I thought to myself, I'm going to do this for 3 months before I start to really judge myself. I haven't been perfectly, I haven't been perfect at that. I've certainly judged myself along the way, but I will say I'm only 1/3 of the way before my trial period. I guess most businesses have like a 3-month trial period, don't they? And I'm my own business, and I'm giving myself a 3-month trial period. I have a high confidence that we're going to keep this going, folks. So I'm excited about this show, and I'm excited about the Cooper Troopers, and I've got some cool things coming for you guys about that, but I won't talk about that yet because it's nothing final, you know what I mean? But it's looking good. All right. So let's just have some fun, and let's go to CNBC and see what the heck's happening in the markets. That's always a good time, right? So let's share this old screeny here. I'm going to try to spend some time in the comments today and get back to you guys. I've been kind of blazing through that recently, and I want to see what you guys are doing. All right, so futures are, they're bouncing back. We got all excited yesterday about, these banks coming out to help out First Republic. Wall Street rides to the rescue as 11 banks pledge First Republic $30 billion in deposits. They're saying that the Fed is at a crossroads after 1 year of hikes. You see this, that's not what they're talking about. This is just a ad, but you see this lawsuit against These YouTubers that pumped FTX, apparently BitBoy is saying, I pumped a lot of stuff, but I didn't pump FTX. What the heck is this? It looks like a pretty amateur lawsuit, but who knows? I'm not trying to tempt them. I've made zero money and never pumped FTX. I did get mildly excited for about 14 minutes when FTX was listing USDCA. But after that, it all came crashing down pretty quickly after that, unfortunately. Okay, well, I don't think that is recent. Okay, so then let's just move on from that. That wasn't exciting at all. I'm not going to lie. We can keep you guys updated on some of the stuff from what we've been talking about all week. But let's go to crypto coin market cap. Let's refresh this. Share this tab instead. Double check. You guys are seeing the same thing. Here we are on coin market cap. Yeah, there we go. So Bitcoin's having its moment, folks. It's having a big moment. It's up 34% over the last 7 days, outperforming everything. This moment usually does happen in these bear markets for the crypto ecosystem. But yeah, 26.7 for Bitcoin. Coming up on 17.5 for Ethereum. That's up 25%. BNB is up 24%. I mean, this indicates exactly what's going on. So tread carefully, folks. Tread carefully. There's a reason why it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB are the ones that are pumping. There was $1 billion pumped into this market. So look at what Binance likes and see what's happening. Clearly, Binance likes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. Not so much XRP. Not so much Cardano. Maybe some Matic. This is Polkadot's up 21% over the last whatever amount of days. Solana's up about the same amount. Litecoin. Aptos is up almost 30%, folks. Algo's nearing 22 cents at 50 cents. And by the way, Stacks over the last 7 days up nearly 100%. That regret grows daily, folks. That's a daily regret right there. This is what the hell? 100% over the last 7 days. Even I regretted it 7 days ago. I regretted that I didn't buy before 7 days ago. So I'm not playing this at all very well. Okay. And then there's just a whole bunch of other stuff, isn't there? Everything's up. Last 7 days. Woo! You know what I mean? Woo! Let's go. Let's go. I have so little faith in this pump, folks. I do not believe that this is going to last, but that is not financial advice. But let's just say old Koopy Pants is not buying things on the way up. He will be reconsidering what he needs to do when they start going back down. But that's just me, not financial advice, obviously. Okay, so we got that. I just called myself old Koopy Pants. Oh my God, I'm getting too comfortable with you people. Really just showing how infinitely stupid I am. Okay, that's okay. Did you guys know that John Woods is coming on the show Monday? That's the day after tomorrow. The day after. This is how I talk with my kids. It's the day after tomorrow. That will be on Monday. He'll be joining me at the top of the show at 6 o'clock, and we're going to take up that whole hour if he's game. And I will ask him all the questions. I intentionally did not watch the Next Block interview, not because I was bitter, but because, I don't want to sit there and not ask him questions because I feel like they were already asked over there, yada, 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 yada. I just want to be fresh like I feel right now, folks, and just give him all the questions. John's a great guy. He's a great representative for Algorand. He's the CTO of the foundation. And that man fucks. I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. All right. So let's move on and let's go to I wanted to follow up, not on this, but let's go. Okay, let's just look at a couple of things that I was talking about yesterday. Oh my God, all my cues are such a mess. There's no organization. My wife would be so disappointed, but not surprised that this was not organized. But that's okay. So, big news, right? Everybody's like, "Woo, the money printer is back, baby." Banks borrow 165 billion from Fed in rush to backstop liquidity. Discount window borrowing surged to record 152.85 billion. New facility usage totaled 11.9 billion in first 3 days. So, banks borrowed a combined 165 billion from two Federal Reserve backstop facilities in the most recent week, a sign of escalated funding strains in the aftermath of the Silicon Valley Bank's failure. Data published by the Fed showed 153 billion in borrowing from the discount window, yada 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 yada. The data also showed 12 billion in borrowing from the Fed's new emergency backstop known as a bank term, blah blah blah. So, taken together, the credit extended through the two backstops show a banking system that is still fragile and dealing with deposit migration in the wake of the failure of Silicon Valley Bank of California and Signature Bank of New York. Now, we're going to talk about this later when we get to FedNow, but just so everybody knows, Silvergate, which is not listed here, by the way, but Silvergate and Signature Bank had these systems that they were running that were connecting crypto companies like Coinbase and banks and all that. They were transferring money 24/7. So these centralized crypto exchanges and all that can provide services 24/7 like crypto, does. So it's just kind of crazy that those banks that had those systems and that were very widely used are now in massive trouble right on the eve of the launch of FedNow. Okay. Okay, US government. We see you. We see you. We're not surprised, but we're just disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Other credit extensions totaled 143 billion during the week, which reflects lending by the Federal Deposit, blah, 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 FDIC. Okay. All told. So, okay. And the central bank's reserve balances jumped by some 440 billion in a week, which basically reversed all of the Fed's QT efforts, quantitative tightening. We liked easing. Easing is the fun thing that makes number go wee. You know what I mean? Tightening is the thing that makes number go ooh. And right now, the word on the street is that the Fed is back, baby, printing the money. I would be careful about that. We just saw the European Central Bank raise interest rates, and they're having trouble with banks over there too, folks. And they just raised interest rates 50 basis points. They're sticking to their plan. And I have a feeling that these banks and the whole entire thing is not, and don't listen to me. Nobody's listening to me that's in charge. I want them to do what the hell they need to do. And, and then I can complain about it in retrospect. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that it doesn't seem to me that this is a corrosive thing. I think that this is limited, and they've clearly put an incredible amount of money to backstop all of this. So I believe that they're going to continue with interest rate hikes. And smart people basically say this: they think it would be worse for the markets if they did not hike interest rates, because it would show that the Fed is looking at the situation and it's much more bleak than we're thinking it is. So I have a feeling there's only a lose-lose situation next week at that Fed meeting that is happening, I believe, on Tuesday and Wednesday. They'll announce their interest rate hike or non-interest rate hike, or in a fantasy world, a interest rate cut on Wednesday. Obviously, a cut would do a lot for the markets, even though that would also indicate that there is some trouble brewing. So I wouldn't really be guessing and making a lot of bets on what they do in the Fed, because I think all of those scenarios can go wrong. Anyways, so that's that about that. And then there was another. Oh, okay. And then there was this. We talked a lot about this yesterday. The FDIC denies report that Signature Bank purchaser must divest crypto. Reuters reported the FDIC wanted Signature buyers to give up the bank's crypto activities. The FDIC responded to Wednesday's report from Reuters that any buyer of Signature must agree to give up all the crypto business at the bank. Reuters reported that an FDIC spokesman told the news service that the agency would not require divestment of crypto activities as part of any sale. All right. Well, seems like they would have to say that, wouldn't they? This is some other news that we got this week. Ethereum devs finally set a date for ETH withdrawals. This is a big day. I don't know what a lot of you are thinking when it comes to this. Are you going to think, oh, people are able to withdraw, that they're going to sell? I think if the market keeps on pumping like it is, yeah, they are. And if it doesn't, they might hold. I mean, whatever. This is once again a guessing game. Validators now have set a date and time for withdrawals. Following the successful testnet upgrade, Ethereum's Chapella, a hard fork. My body was angry at the way I said Chapella, has now been scheduled to deploy on mainnet on April 12th. The Chapella upgrade is the combination of the execution layer, Shanghai, with the consensus layer, Capella, which will allow validators to withdraw their locked up Ether from the network. It's called Chapella as a portmanteau of Shanghai and Capella. In the existing proof of stake model, the Ethereum network is secured by decentralized. Okay, nobody needs your ETH history lessons here. Okay, where's the date? Did I just read the date? Oh yeah. See how much I'm paying attention? I'm just reading. I'm like literally at some points just Anchorman. But yeah, April 12th. Great. So look forward to that. Some of you on April 12th will be in New York City and we'll all be together during Chapella. All right. Okay. So that's that. I did that. I want to talk about this other big news this week. Euler Finance hack. Share this too instead. Euler Finance hacker mixing the stolen funds on Tornado Cash. The hacker who stole almost $200 million from Euler Finance by exploiting a vulnerability on its flash loan smart contract has moved some of the stolen tokens through mixing protocol Tornado Cash. The attacker stole DAI, USDC, wrapped ETH, or staked ETH, and wrapped Bitcoin. Since the exploit took place, blockchain analytics firm has been tracking its fast progressing movements. Yada, 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 yada. 1,000 ETH was moved through Tornado Cash. The hacker started moving the funds just hours after a 1 million bounty was launched by Euler Labs for information leading to the Euler protocol's attacker's arrest and the return of all funds. According to blockchain analytics firm PeckShield, the hacker transferred 1,000 Ether, blah, 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 about 1.6 through the sanctioned Tornado Cash. This is interesting, I guess. Before moving the funds to Tornado Cash, the hacker apparently refunded one of the exploit's victims after the victim asked the attacker to return their life savings. The refund spurred a slew of on-chain messages from other victims. I doubt that hacker did that for everybody, but their heart went out to that one victim. Brutal. And the Euler token is not doing well. Surprise, surprise. So there you go. There's that. Oh, and by the way, to the Algorand community, which is most of you, are you guys, a lot of times people are talking about what are the governance stats? Are people, backing out? Like, what's happening? Like, there's been a lot going on. And sometimes some people don't know where to go. Well, there is a homegrown site called Algorand Stats. And this is it right here. Algorand Stats does a great job keeping all of you up to date. So these are the rewards that will be giving out this period. Did you guys vote? 68,200,000 algo were going to be distributed. The governance APR is a little over 5.5%. And it's up a little bit from yesterday, and it's up nearly 0.5% from the start. DeFi governance is almost 10%, and it's up a little over 0.25% from the start. DeFi governance will have a hard time moving because of Folks Finance. There is no way to disqualify yourself. Those algo that you commit to Folks Finance are going to stay, whether you go sell all your G algo or not, they are not going to be decommitted. So there is a it can only dip so much. So the governance, vanilla governance, is working out to be about 1.4% for the quarter. Now that is for just the quarter, not the APY. DeFi governance almost 2.5%. Committed algos is nearly 4 billion, 3.8 million. We've had 108,000 drop out from yesterday, and we have over 400 million that have dropped out since the beginning, which makes sense. There's been a lot of drama. So there you go. And then from DeFi governance, it's a lot smaller, only about 17 million dropped out from the beginning of the period. We're getting close to the end of this period, so you're going to see less and less people dropping out. In governance, there are over 22,500 governors, and we've lost about 9,500 from the beginning. All right, so there you go. Homegrown, cool Algorand site called Algorand Stats. And if you ever want governance information from this period or previous period, this is a wonderful place to get it. All right, shout out to that guy. It looks like he's struggling keeping this going. Algorand Stats cost me around 35 euros a month, and I'm not sure if I can continue. The website will stay online for at least this year, but I'm looking for a way to get even on the costs. So if you guys have it in you to help this guy out or gal out, do it. All right, sweet. We got BlackRock. This and other news this week. Our buddies BlackRock, our financial daddies, the U.S.'s financial daddy, BlackRock CEO touts tokenization and warns that U.S. lagging in innovation. Underlying technologies in the digital asset space could have exciting applications for the asset management industry, according to BlackRock's Larry Fink. BlackRock, as you know, has a pretty significant partnership with Coinbase and Circle. In his annual letter, he wrote about the rising interest in the digital asset space. Even though bankrupt crypto exchange FTX really captured the spotlight, he called attention to faster and more efficient payments in India, Brazil, and parts of Africa. India's UPI, a type of instant real-time payment system, has become a roaring success. It is now one of the most widely used forms of payment in the country. A similar system in Brazil. By contrast, many developed markets, including the US, are lagging behind in innovation, leaving the cost of payments much higher. Fink oversees BlackRock, which manages nearly $8 trillion in assets. Specifically, the tokenization of assets is an attractive use case for BlackRock because it points to chances of driving efficiencies in capital markets, shortening value chains, and improving costs and access for investors. He said BlackRock continues to explore the digital assets ecosystem with a special focus on aspects that would drive the most value to clients, like permissioned blockchains and tokenization of stocks and bonds. Stocks and bonds are going to end up on the blockchain at some point. Yeah. Okay. He said back then, I believe the next generation for markets and next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And then Fink acknowledged, and this might be surprising to some of you, that the digital asset industry comes with some risk. Have you guys noticed any of that risk? I don't know what he's talking about. Risk. All right. So this kind of leads me to maybe a little conversation about what is FedNow. Do you guys know what FedNow is? Well, let's go look at what our buddies over at Cointelegraph are talking about. Brian Quarmby from Cointelegraph writes about it. Federal Reserve confirms July launch for FedNow instant payment service. They always do these coins on Cointelegraph. I guess that's their logo. So, Federal Reserve, FedNow announced July for FedNow service. According to a March 15th announcement, the U.S. Fed said that the debut of FedNow is set for July, with the U.S. Treasury and a diverse mix of financial institutions of all sizes ready to use the network from launch. They're beginning the formal certification of participants. Early adopters will complete a customer testing. Nobody cares. FedNow was announced in 2019 and will provide round-the-clock, real-time gross settlement by funneling commercial bank money from a sender through a Fed credit account to its recipient. It also has built-in features such as fraud risk management. Nick Carter, who's become a popular figure on the show the past few days, guy's smart. I can't deny it. I'm enjoying following him a little bit more than I did in the past. If you like bank runs in the age of social media, you're going to love bank runs in the age of FedNow. But I don't know. And maybe I don't understand completely, but can't they just print more money? But I guess they're just a service that is kind of funneling money. So this isn't directly, this isn't a CBDC. So Nick's probably right. The launch reflects an important milestone in the journey to help financial institutions serve customer needs for instant payments to better support nearly every aspect of our economy. The FedNow program, however, doesn't use blockchain tech, while the Federal Reserve is known to have a cautious and skeptical view on stablecoins. Oh, there we go. And then Meltem Demirers makes the point I made earlier in the show. The Fed is doing its own version of SEN and Signet. Curious to see how this plays out. Interesting that the competitors to FedNow have gone through such a terrible couple of weeks. It's crazy. I mean, it's kind of like astonishing. Okay, but it does say that SEN, competitor Signet from Signature Bank, is still operational despite the bank's forced closure on March 13th. However, its fate is up in the air while a number of companies have reportedly fled the network following Signature's troubles. FedNow works with the private sector, so not really following your response, which I don't know what the hell the response is. The private sector will also add layers to domestic payment systems with upgrades to international settlement capabilities. Without the private sector, none of this exists. Exactly. Silver Bank had Silvergate Exchange Network. Signature had Signet. Both were private networks for companies to transfer value between each other using digital assets. Where are both now? These companies enabled alternative currencies that threaten a CBDC and FedNow. I mean, it couldn't get more obvious than what my buddy Damon Nam just tweeted. FedNow could also stand in place of a central bank issued digital currency. So they don't use blockchain tech, but they did partner with one on some level. China's blockchain ally joins Federal Reserve Service Provider Showcase. Ethereum is the only blockchain company featured in the FedNow service. The United States Federal Reserve banks are moving forward with the real-time payment project. At launch, the showcase includes more than 70 profiles and service providers that support instant payments, including Ethereum, a New York-based blockchain company focused on instant payment solutions, blockchain interoperability, and central bank digital currencies. The platform is known for being involved in Chinese blockchain projects, including cooperation with Suzhou City, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, municipal for the city's development of blockchain infrastructure. Other providers in the showcase include services like BNY Mellon, Immediate Payments, MasterCard Track Business Payment Service, and ePayments. From Ethereum, we are the only blockchain company selected so far. Ethereum CEO Sky Guo told Cointelegraph, adding that consumers will be able to use Ethereum's digital wallet or blockchain technology as part of the FedNow payment project. He also noted that Ethereum's technology will also enable interoperability with other payment systems for consumers via participating financial institutions of the FedNow services. FedNow business executive pointed out that Ethereum's participation in the project will help organizations to identify and connect with partners they'll need to build the end-to-end solutions the market is demanding. All right. Apart from FedNow, Ethereum has also been a member of the U.S. Faster Payments Council, an organization aiming to provide a global inclusive payment system since 2019. According to Ethereum CEO, the only other blockchain-related participant in the FPC is blockchain payment firm Ripple. I wonder if Algorand is going to get in there. All right. Okay. And what about this Justin Sun stuff, guys? What is going on with my buddy Justin Sun? It's not my buddy. Let's look. And then I'm going to go and I'll look at futures. I haven't really been checking in with you. You guys still here? Is everybody still here? You guys still paying attention? Just kind of blazing through all this stuff. This is another follow that I've been enjoying recently. Adam Cochran. Adam Cochran, one of three. One thing to consider about the Justin Sun rumors is if those are accurate, there will be selling pain. Sun has liquidated assets in the past with market order wicks that would murder you, and he holds billions in crypto assets. He is quite possibly the single largest holder of ETH that isn't an entity. If the U.S. has actually strong-armed Grenada into revoking his ambassador position, you can bet your ass he liquidated and leaves to a non-extradition country. Likely no need for panic now, but I'd be watching Huobi's price action, Tron ecosystem tokens, and all of his wallets for any action or large price wicks like we saw from his tokens last week. Good time to have some transaction alarms set just in case. So this guy asks, excuse my ignorance, but why would he sell BTC and ETH for stablecoins because of this? The former seem like the better thing to hold. Decentralized bearer assets and all. And then Adam responds, it's what he did last time before he got his immunity. Dumped everything to cash and fled to Singapore. Crypto is great unless you think you're going to lose every major rail because it's really hard to spend actual crypto on life at scale. Yeah, but that was the first time. When he did the whole initial banking switcheroo, he's like, well, I wouldn't say he's known for being a cautious and humble thinker who carefully plans his next moves, expects to face challenges and covers risk. Fair, but even holding 1%. Okay, so I'm not going to just read this whole thing. Remember when he pulled 25% of Aave out in a single transaction during the bull market? Yep, that was wild. He slings cash without a care. And then this person's like, Jesus, Adam, I thought I was a fudder. You're a sick man. And then he makes a joke about it. So people are calling this FUD. Still has the HE, His Excellency. So this is what that Adam dude was talking about. Justin Sun transferred 28.8 million True to Binance 26 minutes ago, and the price of True dropped from 13.5 to 12.25. According to our previous analysis, Justin Sun sold True at high prices every time. As the U.S. faces challenges with SVB and Signature Bank, the potential of world's finance should not be ignored. With the global partnership with Dominica and more countries, Tron is driving the global blockchain growth and reshaping the financial industry. It's tough, guys. It's tough if you have Justin Sun and Binance, these centralized actors, as the heroes of crypto. This isn't a good look. You know what I mean? March 9th. Justin Sun has withdrawn $60 million in Ethereum stablecoins from Huobi in the last 24 hours. Justin Sun has minted 400 million USDT in the last 2 hours and transferred 250 million USDT to Binance. Ninja says, in order for crypto to be great again, we have to liquidate Justin Sun first, then CZ. I don't make the rules. And then that would be the look of that happening. This is what I would look like every day that I was covering Justin Sun and CZ being liquidated. Okay, last one I'll read. Most people use Tron to move their USDT because it's fast and cheap. But with the rumors surrounding Justin Sun, is your money safe on Tron? May as well just use EOS now that it has USDT support. Like Tron, you have fast and cheap transactions, but unlike Tron, it's safe and reliable. Well, we got this guy shilling old school stuff. The EOS. Let's go. EOS. After Coinbase reinstated USDC USD conversions, Justin Sun has transferred 351 million USDC to Coinbase. Mamma mia. Whose wife did Justin Sun fuck now? Gainsey. All right. Now let me go back to the show over here and see how you guys are doing. Is everybody doing all right? Let's go all the way to the bottom here. Same coop, same. Okay, Hashing Slash says that he picked up some stacks today, so it should retrace. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for doing that for all of us. You can buy nudes with crypto. See, guys, there's utility. People say Scotty Rolls says you can buy. Oh, you know what I haven't shown? And this is the weekend recap, and I've got to get a shout out to this dude. I mean, how cool is this? Hold on. We go back to Twitter real quick. Well, actually, let's do this. Sorry, guys. I'm having fun. This is a fun part. Did you guys see this? I'm sure most of you follow me on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Coop_Daniels. But let's go here. Okay. Did you guys see Mars Comics? MarsComics.algo. Follow this man at Mars Comics with 2 A's. He's the first Algorand community comic project. Satire is the way. He's also the artist behind Mental Marvin. Mental Marvin is cool. These NFTs every, I guess it's day, I think, or week, I don't know, but they go, one of the NFTs goes mental and it like changes, and it also sucks all the royalties out of the vault. I mean, come on, man. This guy's obviously very creative, and I personally am looking forward to the auction for this piece. He called it the Great Rekey. Welcome to the Great Rekey, another part of Algorand history and a satire at Mars fashion. Plans for this piece will be announced soon. I'll be paying attention, brother. I love it. Let's look. Okay, can you guys all see? So here we go. It looks like the bad guy right here, and I'm on the back giving a chokehold. It's like Mars knows me. Of course I would take the back, and of course I would choke. I'm either punching you in the throat or taking your back, folks. Those are my two options. But you got Para over here. You've got, look, he's got the bad guy's got a grip here. It's got a grip here. I wonder, oh, look, she's got a bunch of keys. And then if you can look real close there in the back, can I get this bigger? I guess not. But if you look way back there, you can see the little Easter egg right there. And that sign says Hicks. And that is probably, obviously the glitter guy in the background. So yeah, how fun is this? How cool is this? And I'll definitely be bidding on this if there's an auction. And if not, if I don't win it, that's okay. Somebody will win it, and it's pretty fun. I think that this is a lot of fun, and I'm excited that we have Mars in the ecosystem, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, let me go back to the comments. Okay. Oh yeah, Chris Swenner points out that today's St. Patrick's Day, so I think a lot of people will be eating some corned beef cabbage, drinking some Guinness, drinking some Jameson, smoking some green, whatever it is you do on St. Patrick's Day. Maybe you just have a very calm time with your family and do arts and crafts, little shamrock arts and crafts, and you drink tea and have a great time. You don't always have to be getting messed up, folks, to have a good time. Most people do, but maybe not you. It also happens to be Friday. As a former bartender, I have to say that when St. Patrick's Day falls on a Friday or Saturday, that's usually what they call a shit show. But it's fun. You do a lot of you serve a lot of Irish car bombs. And if you're like me, you get drunk with everybody and it's a lot of fun. And somehow you make a lot of tips, even though you're a mess. But I'm many years away from that, folks. I haven't done that in a long time. Mr. Droker is like, what the hell, dude? Why haven't you talked about FedNow yet? Seriously. I'm not going to pretend that I'm super in the know here about like this whole Ethereum FedNow thing. I think that there's a rabbit hole for me to go down there, and I will. But yeah. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Okay. There's a little bit of Irish in all my children. All my children. You know what I mean? So they put out their leprechaun traps last night. It's all cute. It's all very cute. +1 on the East Coast. East Coast is the Beast Coast. It's got to be East Coast is the Beast Coast. West Coast is the best coast. Not really. It's nice here though. The weather's nice. All right. East Coast equals the best cost. Doesn't really flow, Chris. Let's hear what average Zen is saying. Yeah, Moriarty is okay. Let me get. Scotty Rolls is facing erectile dysfunction now. Man, I'm sorry, brother. Yep. Let's have the stock market on chain. Funny, you should mention that, Plinio, because we might see 2 votes on folks this quarter if my info is right. Okay, what are you guys talking about? You are a den of vipers and thieves. I have determined to rout you out, and by the eternal, I will rout you out. What the hell is happening? What are you guys talking about? Okay, what is happening? Ayo, what's up, Ryan? Anchorman Coop. Samino. Oh, they're for sure. Algo Nice, for sure doing 25 points, and I believe 50. Feels like they're trying to condense into fewer branches for control. I know. I think that they'll probably stick with 25 if I'm a betting man, but I see the logic here, and this is just me kind of riffing. I know that a lot of the people that will be voting on this hike would be worried about a really kind of massive, drastic, unexpected hit to the markets, because 50 basis point hike would be very, very surprising, I think, at this point. So they'll probably go with the safe 25 and state that they are committed to this for the long haul, is my bet. But if they really want to make their point, and they see this as an opportunity, they see these banks tightening up, doing some of this inflation fighting for them, and they're like, this is an opportunity to really kind of just break things right now, and then they're convinced that it can sustain. There's obviously some people fighting against that want no more rate hikes, want cuts, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Okay, so he's just fucking around. That's fun. All right. Cyber footprint. Yeah, carbon footprint for Ethereum. Yeah, they're proof of work Safari browser, which will protect them, I guess, against regulation. But yeah. What's happening? Crypto Ricks, let's do it. I'll do it. All right, Patrick, let's go to Twitter. I don't know who Crypto Rick is. Or is it a video? Never mind. Maybe it's a video. I'll look at that myself and enjoy that information on my own. But thanks for the suggestion. All right, we'll see you Monday. I'll see you Monday, Scotty. So, folks, look, thank you for joining me. This is week 4. I've completed week 4 of live. I've shown up every day. I've done my best, and I'm trying to make sense of it all. Look, guys, the whole point of this show is for me to, I mean, on some level, I've been doing the show for a little while, and it's at this point I give up in the sense of trying to manage it. And now you guys just get to, maybe get to know me a little bit better. And you're just getting my pure thoughts on things. You know what I mean? And next week should be an exciting week. There is a lot of interesting things happening in the Algorand ecosystem, certainly. Of course, in the entire space, it's interesting. Monday, we'll be talking to John Woods, like I said early on in the show. I will ask him all the questions. And if you have any specific questions, you can always you can DM me, or maybe I'll send out a tweet over the weekend about questions that you want. That's what I'm going to do. Folks. I'm going to send a tweet saying, hey, do you got questions for John Woods? And then participate in that. And follow me. Follow me on Twitter at Coop_Daniels and participate in that tweet. And give me the questions that you want to make sure that he answers. Fearless questions. I'll ask him all the things. I'm not scared. And also, and then there's that. And then on Tuesday, I'm planning on talking about VOI. Now, a lot of you might not know what VOI is. Some of you have probably heard something about VOI, and others of you might be participating in that. So I'm going to hold off on talking anything about that. But on Tuesday, I'm going to dedicate that show to the Algorand community and this movement that is called VOI. All right. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. The ReCoop can't stop, won't stop. I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day. And if there's not anything else that you want me to, Chris Swenner says, wait, what? Yeah, you've heard of it, Chris. You've heard of what that is. I know, right? Chris Swenner says, hey, man, I don't understand why Papa Gary is declaring proof of stake chains as security if there's a return on token when the only way to get the token is to put work in to gain that token. That's interesting. You got to buy it. You got to put in work to make the money. Is that what your point is? Now, it would make sense that if you delegated your tokens to earn an APR for someone else to put that work in, that action would be a security. Right. Everyone, and also hit the like button, subscribe, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and like the button, even make some comments. Like, let's get the YouTube algos working. That's why we've moved over from not doing Twitter anymore. I'm noticing that my numbers are affected now that it's not live on Twitter, but that's okay, because this is a slow building thing that I think is the right move. And at this point, I was exhausted midweek. I did a show on Sunday, so this is the 6th day in a row. I'm excited for a couple of days off and then to hit next week running with John Woods on Monday. And we'll be talking about Boy on Tuesday. And then we'll see what else for the rest of the week. All right, everybody. Again, happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Monday.